This is Diane Davis, and today I am here with the fabulous diva, Frank Marino.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Now, you might think looking at us that there's a little bit of a generation gap, and there is, because Bert and I got married, and about 3 or 4 months later, Frank was born. So if you know how long we've been married, you'll know his age, because I'm not telling
anybody.
There is no generation gap because you are ageless.
Oh, thank you.
You've been performing in Vegas since when?
I'm going into my 40th year. 40th year. We opened at the Riviera Hotel with a show called La Cage, if you remember.
I do. I've seen it.
And it was the first hotel to have 2 shows. A little piece of history there. You know, now we have 10 shows in a hotel, but at that time they all had the main headliner. And we were the first one to do. They had Splash in the big room, and then they put La Cage in the 700-seat of the smaller room.
Before we go any further, let's go through your calendar.
Okay.
Because as we record this, it is just inching into fall, and you've got some shows coming up.
Yes, well, mostly every Sunday I'm at the Virgin Hotel at 4 p.m.
And the show is called?
Divas, Drag, and Drinks.
We'll come back to that.
Okay. Then I have a show coming, the Freedom Hall up in Anthem. And
Sun City Anthem.
Yes, we love those. We love the locals. So we're doing that one on Friday, the 8th of November.
And isn't that a Mist and Get production?
That's a Mist and Get production. And also a Mist and Get production is up at Starbright. I'm doing the next day, the 9th. And we're going to do Saturday, 2 shows. So 2 shows Friday here, 2 shows Saturday there. So a lot of fun.
And every Sunday, Divas.
And every Sunday at the Virgin Hotel.
Frank, you grew up in New York.
Yes.
It's obvious, isn't it, folks? Well, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay, but?
But while I was going to school, I was working in a large pharmacy, like a CVS Walgreens type of thing. And I would go in to work on Sundays, and the reps would come in to sell the makeup to the makeup counters up front.
Okay.
And I spent more time, I think, with the reps. I was very interested in all the makeup and stuff. And one thing led to another, and I ended up not doing my getting a medical degree. I ended up, doing drag. So that makeup really played a lot into it, I think.
And that was what I was going to ask you is, what do you call what you do? You're not a singer. You're not a dancer.
I'm just a superstar. No, I'm just
That's a good.
No,
okay.
I would say, if you said, what do you do? I would say I'm a female impersonator.
Okay.
Because it's not like just drag. What we do is like impersonate famous people. So it's like Cher, Madonna. So it's sort of, I did Legends in Concert last year, which was a whole different thing for me, So I hosted Legends in Concert. I was the only drag queen in the show. I don't like saying drag queen, but female impersonator. And, but it's the slang word for it. That being said, so I got to work with men who did like Elvis and Elton John, and women who did Cher and Madonna. Where in my show, men do the females.
Let's talk about your show. It's called Divas.
Divas.
And it's an all-male cast.
Everybody walks in as a man, leaves as a man.
Now, anybody that's known Frank for a while knows that Joan Rivers. Frank found his niche.
Early in life.
Early in life. Thank you, Joan Rivers.
Well, that came about, just so you know, is at first, like, my idol's Diana Ross. So if I was going to do drag, I wanted to do Diana Ross. Then I realized, you're not black and you really can't sing that well.
Yeah.
So you need to get a white comedian. At the time it was Phyllis Diller, Joan Rivers. I just took the more glamorous of the two.
Okay. And you do Joan in the show.
I do Joan in the show. I try to take it out and just do myself, but people just say, why aren't you going to do Joan? So I keep the Joan. I keep the Joan. It is what it is, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah. What else? Who else is portrayed in the show?
In the show, well, we have the whole spectrum. We have everything from Lizzo for the young people and Rihanna that I don't know much about.
All right, I will tell you.
Did you know?
Truth, I don't know those characters. Okay. I don't.
But we also gave you Cher and
yes.
and all the things that you would know. Celine Dion, Liza Minnelli. So it does do a whole gamut of age groups.
And what do they do?
And I do that because in the audience every night, it's everything from prom kids to senior citizens. So I need to, cover the spectrum. But I noticed the younger kids didn't know Liza Minnelli, but they loved it. Yeah. And then the older people didn't know Rihanna, but got a kick out of it.
I might know the song, but I have no idea.
So let me ask you, did you know the songs?
It's been a while. So I just know I love this show. And Bert said that, this is Vegas entertainment. Folks, it's Vegas entertainment. It's what you want to see when you come to Vegas. It's just upbeat and fun. And the other thing is graphics.
Oh, the videos are great.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and my partner Alex
graphics.
did all those amazing graphics. And what I like for the first time is I feel the show is bigger than the room.
Yes.
Normally I was in such big rooms that we got swallowed up.
Yes.
But and the Virgin Hotel is so good to locals. You know, let me say it's it's free parking. It's so much. It's so in many ways dedicated to locals because everybody wants to go out. I don't want to fight the strip and go see something that's going to be $50 for a ticket and then pay $50 for parking. So I end up I turn the room into a town hall meeting when I bring that up. But everybody agrees we're going to go where there's free parking, and that's why the Virgin
and they're out
does
in
well.
the audience. And
Yeah. Oh, and the cast it's interactive. It's a whole big thing.
it's when you're not on stage, what makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Well, I think anytime I have free time, I go to Disneyland. So that makes me happy.
Jealous.
And just being home with my dogs would be.
How many?
We have two. I have a Malta poo and I have a Bichon poo.
I have no idea what those.
We have two little
are.
baby white dogs, and they're just. And I had to have white dogs to match my house, and that's how anal I am about things.
Oh my gosh, we have to come out with the camera crew.
Oh, you would love doing stuff at the house.
And just see.
My house is
see the
crazy.
house. Okay, and I said, "What makes you happy?" I didn't hear the name Alex just then.
Well, Alex always makes me happy.
How long are you together?
31 years.
Oh my god!
I know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm here 40, so 9 years here. I first met him.
And what do you do in Vegas for fun?
Okay, so the other day I had a fun day. I went to Circus. I'm a good local. I went to Circus to play the games because it's been so long, and then I went to the Pinball Museum. Last weekend,
Pinball Hall of Fame, folks. If you haven't been there, bring your quarters.
It's so much fun.
And 50 cents and whatever. And it's the old. If you played pinball when you were a kid,
they have them all.
They have the machine you played. You'll just be like, oh my God, it's like going back to your
And two more little things for the locals. I did the Segway tour downtown. Loved it. Okay.
I don't know
Loved
about that.
it. Okay. You have to do it. They teach you how to ride the Segway in 2 seconds. You do it. And they show. I learned so much history about downtown. And it makes a stop at the pawn shop from the TV show, the pawn shop. And then, yes. And I learned where the first high school was in Vegas and things I had no idea.
What's the Segway?
A Segway is that thing you stand on. The cops have it in the mall.
Oh,
and it zips you around. And then another one. Then we did that, like those, I call it a bumper car, but those cars that are all open and the thing goes in it and you drive it yourself and it tells you the landmarks downtown. It is so much fun.
We've been here all these years.
The same thing how I felt before I did it.
We've been here 20 years now.
Yeah, I like to get involved in the community and see what's available.
That's awesome.
So I live as a tourist. For 40 years, I've been here as a tourist.
Okay, twice us, but what about food?
Favorite place to eat? Okay, so
more than one?
I just found Michael's that I love. And yes, you agree?
Oh.
At the South Point Hotel.
Some wonderful, wonderful friend
took you there?
Took us to Michael's.
It's amazing, am I right?
And he was hungry and he said, we are going to
it's the best.
Out. Michael's is at South Point Hotel and Casino. It is the most magnificent dining experience. Rob the bank before you go.
Yeah.
It ain't cheap, folks. But it is.
But it's a special treat type of thing, and you'll love it.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So where else?
Carbone's, I think, is Italian food. I think it's at Aria, and and Italian American Club. I love the food there.
What's on your bucket list?
Of things left to do?
Yeah.
The only thing I want to do left, I think I've done everything I want to do, but I had a reality show that was a hit show in Great Britain.
Oh.
I want an American reality show because my life is so crazy that even if I just naturally filmed it with no setup, people would think it was set up because every day something crazy happens.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your face. I'm looking at your face. I know how old you are. You've got to have had work done. How often do you do a little tweaking and
I've
treating?
had so much done, it would have been cheaper to just redo my DNA. Okay.
Can I ask you this question?
Of course. I'm very open about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I just booked a facelift for January 2nd. I'm going to, get my face done.
And how much product do you?
I'm a skin person. That's what it is. I'm a skin person. So people think it's a lot of makeup that makes you look younger. No, it's take care of your skin. I don't go in the sun. I have like 100 proof protector on, big glasses if I'm going to pull a hat. And then I call it the chubby kid shirt. When you're chubby as a little kid, you put the shirt on in the pool. I wear that. So I just don't try not to get my skin in the vicinity of any
Let's
sunny
go back
places.
to your show for a minute while we still have a little bit of time. Do a Joan Rivers for us. Do something quick because we only have 1 minute left.
I don't even know. Gas prices are so high. The other day I was in Beverly Hills. I actually saw Dolly Parton carpooling with Jolene.
So you've got comedy, you've got Joan Rivers, you've
got the music
Divas.
soundtrack of your life because, like I said, all those characters. We end with you saw Donna Summers. Did you love the Donna Summer disco?
Okay, so Virgin Hotels every
4
Sunday.
o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yes,
Wonderful.
and it's 4 o'clock to 5:30. It's perfect dinner time. They have like 10 restaurants.
South Point and October.
No, Anthem, October 8th, Freedom Hall, and then Starbright the Saturday the 9th.
There's so much more to talk about, but we are out of time. I love
I'll
you.
come back.
We have seen Divas. We will go see it again.
Thank
It's
you.
just wonderful, fun entertainment, Vegas style. This has been Diane Davis, and
Frank Marino, thank you for having me.
go out and enjoy.